Hello and good morning from Nagpur. Allow me to take up a particular point which is engulfing rather the entire nation, particularly the Delhiites. Getting into Delhi and getting out of Delhi is out of question as of now because all the roads are closed and blocked by the so-called farmers' movement, which is not at all a pan-India movement. Just to give you a simple example, the other day, the so-called Yuva Neta, the young leader of RJD, Mr. Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav, in Gandhi Maidan in Patna, was inviting all the farmers to come and join the farmers' movement. Nobody came, other than some of the workers of the RJD, the Rashtriya Janata Dal. More or less, this is a movement restricted to Punjab. And why it is so? Let us look into it in perspective. In Punjab, there is a 3% mandi tax, and on top of it there is a 3% cess on all the sales, on MSP, and there is a 2.5% Aditya commission. The 3% cess translates to about 1,700 crore per year. Alright? That money is supposed to get into the coffers of the state administration and to be spent on infrastructure development. But where it is being spent? There is no accountability for it. More or less it gets absorbed into the internal expenses in terms of salaries and the others, you know what others I mean by distribution amongst the bureaucracy and the polity of Punjab. So it's not about the farmers, it's about the 1,700 crore that is coming by way of cess, and another 2.5% that is coming by way of Aditya commission. Even this year, if you look at it, 65% of MSP has been purchased from Punjab. So what's the problem? Now try to imagine a private sector company who has an equity of say 5,000 crores and has a debt of 2 lakh crores. Would that private sector company survive? They would have closed down long ago. Which is the company I am talking about? Food Corporation of India. Food Corporation of India is buying rice and wheat. And let me just give you a simple figure. June 2020, after having distributed the goods into the PDS, the public distribution system, FCI was supposed to have a surplus food of about 41 million tons of rice and wheat. What is the current figure? 97 million tons of rice and wheat in surplus. Alright? Now, that surplus, we do not have a warehousing capability or capacity. So what is happening is that those ones are packed in sacks and kept outside, left on the rain god and the sun god to take care of it. We are in surplus in rice and wheat, and we are in deficit on oil seeds and pulses and lentils. Little bit of thought process to go into it. Why are we still insisting on growing rice and wheat when we are already in surplus? Why can't we start thinking on growing pulses and oil seeds? Do you know that the current imports of oil seeds is $10 billion per annum? We are importing. We are, on one hand, we are importing the pulses and the oil seeds, and on the other hand, we are wasting rice and wheat. Does it make any sense? Alright, you may say there is a lack of technical know-how in terms of growing oil seeds and pulses. There are organizations who can support you in terms of technical knowledge, in terms of providing you a better variety of seeds, in terms of providing you fertilizers and other inputs that you require for growing it. Why do you want to remain in the circle of rice and wheat just because it is being bought by FCI under the program of MSP? Does it make any sense? I would request the Ministry of Agriculture to either allow exportation of rice and wheat. There are many other nations who are starving, who need these things to be imported. And if you can't do it, you can appoint a third-party agency. You can give them the approval to be able to export it on your behalf. So my point here is, one, this is not a pan-India farmers movement. It is restricted to Punjab. And why it is restricted to Punjab is not because of the interest of the farmers, but the interest of 1,700 crore of cess that is being generated out of the transactions, the 3% and 2.5% of the Arathiya Commission. That is what is the whole story about. Try to understand the entire process of it. This is not a farmers' movement. This is a politically motivated economic movement where everybody is wanting to make sure of their own personal advantages. Try and understand the entire gimmick of it, and do not get misled and carried away by such so-called movements. And my last request would be to the farmers and to the FPOs and to the FPCs, the farmer producer organizations and farmer producer companies, would be guide and train the farmers to shift from rice and wheat. Not shift like 100% shift. Maybe you can still do 50% of rice and wheat, but the other 50% try and engage them into growing pulses and oil seeds, mustard, soybean, sunflower, so on and so forth, so that there is a equal balance. To speak it in a very layman's language, you have 5 kg of rice at your home and you have 5 kg of atta at your home, right? Now, you do not have oil and you do not have pulses at home. Now you go to the market and again you buy 5 kg of rice and 5 kg of wheat. Does it make any sense? Now you have surplus of rice and atta at your home, but you don't have oil and dal. So you need to have a balance of the whole thing. technical knowledge is available. There are many startups which are more than willing and ready to support you. In the comments column, I will put some of the organizations who are working on this field. They will be more than happy to support you in terms of technical knowledge, in terms of providing you the better quality of seeds and fertilizers and the overall technical process of growing pulses and oil seeds. I hope you will understand, you will listen to me and us, and we will make agriculture, as I say, we have to move from conventional farming to an enterprise farming. We will have to do that. We will have to move from conventional farming to an enterprise. We will have to convert the agriculture from conventional to enterprise. And that is when the changes will start showing. So please join me in my movement. And I hope that you will take account of what I have said, understand it into its perspective, and take steps accordingly. Thank you very much for being with me. Those of you who are returning subscribers, thank you for being with us. And those who are new to the channel, a very humble request to subscribe and support us. I will keep bringing up such topics, analyze it and put it into perspective so that all of us can grow together. Thank you very much. We need to make India a great nation, and we all need to contribute to it. Have a nice day. Thank you.